Hey, it's your girl Shanelle Sara'Nita, the author of Easily Enticed, and I'm here with Underground Radar. Well, usually developing characters is not really a something that I just go off of saying, let me just make these people up. It goes off the plot. So whatever the plot of the story is, that's how I usually develop the character. So let's say I'm doing a scenario is two sisters living in a household and they lost their dad or something. I will more than likely make the oldest sister, the strongest sister. She'll be like a well-rounded type of person, and then the youngest sister may be a wild child looking for someone to guide her, missing her dad or something like that. So, for instance, writing Easily Enticed, it was more so I built off of the plot. So I wanted to make everybody different in some way. Some of my characters are very complex. I like to make some characters very mysterious. I love mysterious characters because you always find out about them in the end of the story. Find out what type of person they really are. So I like to surprise my audience. So everything that you think is gonna happen, I make sure it's not gonna happen because I think that's the whole thing of being entertained, whether it's by film or by a book or a play, whatever. I don't want to know what's gonna happen. I want to anticipate what's gonna happen. So that's what I want for my audience, for them to be able to anticipate the next move and have the story to have a spin on it. Well, basically, I try to make sure that the story is leading up to something. Whatever is going on in that, how do I put it? Whatever's going on in like that scenario at that moment, I try to prolong it as long as I can. So I'll have, usually I break it down like A, B, C, and then D. D is where it becomes the complexity of the story, like where it gets, how do I explain that? How do I say that? Where you finally hit the breaking point, I guess, if that's a way to put it. That's basically what I do. I'll have I make it lead up. I don't like it. I don't like to give away what's gonna happen immediately. I like to have my stories to start at one place and slowly lead up to that, because again, that builds anticipation. Easily Enticed started out as a monologue that had nothing at all to do with Easily Enticed. I don't even know. It started out as a monologue about a gay guy, right? And the monologue was about a woman finding out that her husband was sleeping with men. And I did the monologue for a friend of mine who's also in the industry, and we were meeting for something else, a whole nother idea about actually doing exactly what you're doing, interviewing people from Baltimore. And he asked me about a monologue, so I did the monologue for him because I'm an actress as well. So I did the monologue for him, and he was like, let's shoot this. So he had a friend there. We were at Panera Bread, and he shot it on his BlackBerry. He's like, wow, this will be a good short film. So we shot it as a short film a couple of days later, and then we went into editing, and he just kept saying that you need to keep writing this. We could make this a drama series. So Easily Enticed actually started out as Misunderstanding, the drama series. And we started in production. Production didn't work out well. So during the time, I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. And I auditioned for a while. When I realized I couldn't audition anymore, I said, let me see if I can write this and convert this into a book. So that's what happened. It was the winter time. I'm like, okay, let me try something different. In Baltimore. It takes place in Baltimore. I tried to stay away from the story being a street novel. So all of the characters in Easily Enticed are professionals. They came from the hood, grew up in the hood, but they grew away from that and found a positive way of doing things. So most of the people in my story, they are lounge owners, magazine owners, journalists, marketers, salon owners. One character, she owns like two salons and a spa. I wanted to make the characters from here. I wanted to inspire people to do something different. So I wanted them to be successful young people. All of them are under the age of 30, but these are the things that they're doing in their life, and they still have their stuff. Like, they have their drama. So it's more so, yeah. So I wanted to make sure I focused on Baltimore City, because our city, it's always been graded, and it's always by the killing and the murders and all of that stuff going on here. So I wanted to show that we do have people here that are successful as well. Aubrey. So, Aubrey, like I said, it started off from this monologue. I don't even know exactly where I got the name from. I just wanted her to have a different type of name. So, Aubrey is what I came up with. And she is a battered woman when it comes down to her relationship. She's very naive, and I wanted to figure out how I could build around the story that I wanted to put out there. So although she was dealing with a lot of drama, I wanted to figure out a way to still make her a successful woman, and to allow her to still show her humility as a woman and her pain as a woman. So I wanted to relate to young women in their early 20s, and women that have been through her situation. So the main thing about her was to relate to other women. They are all totally different people, totally different. We have Lana, who's Aubrey's best friend, and she's so complex. She's sedity, she's very sedity, but she's conniving as well. And she has a lot of different things going on with her. Even Porter, who was Aubrey's husband, Aubrey's man, her boyfriend, Porter has a lot going on. You know, he's a ladies' man. He's a lover. He's a lot of different types of people. So it's about 7 or 8 different characters, and I wanted everybody to be completely different, down to what they did, you know, their careers. I wanted everything to be different about them. So it was a struggle. I can honestly say it was a struggle, because when I first put pen to paper, I did not know how I was going to convert my script. It took about 2 months for me to actually write the first chapter, to even get the first sentence started, because I didn't know it's my first book, so I didn't really know how to start, where I wanted to start. Through this journey, I did a lot of research on other authors. I researched Terry McMillan, especially because I love her books. So I wanted to figure out, you know, how to structure a novel. I needed to know how to get the story going. I needed to understand how to not have everything to happen so quickly. So it was a long journey. It took a lot. It took a long process. It took a lot of work, but I got it done. In between that, I was fixing a house up and doing so many other things. So I had, you know, family life. I had my other business, and then this. So it took a lot, and I had to actually put it down for a little while, because I caught writer's block for almost 3 months, and that was a struggle. Then around the second year, my computer screen cracked and broke, so I went without writing for almost a good 4 months, and it was just a lot. But I knew I was gonna make it to the end. When I finally got there, I cried after the editing was done. When I finally said I'm done, and I saw that everything was done, I was just like, this is amazing. So it's a wonderful feeling.